she bring checks to me. Had to separate to elevate, so got my mans with me. Had to separate to elevate, could give a damn really. I'm really on the road, ain't got no heart, don't get attached to me. I'm breaking shit, she know I need that fee. I'm like, bring trap to me. Kicking shit down in the industry till they bring cash to me. I signed a deal, cause I could get my mama 100 racks, really.
Baby, give me some cash.
Good. Fuck. Trap good. Taxing. Fuck. Came out Detroit, I really got the papers for my shit. Like, damn, John boy, I took your bitch to capers, now we lit. I heard the bag just dropped, I'm tryna take what I could get. Yeah, yo, song tracks, don't care if it was Drake up on that shit. If I gave you all my rocks, that mean I love you. These niggas leeches, bite their hand that feed them, I don't got nothing for you. I heard the patch came in, we finna bubble. Yeah, I heard the patch came in, I'm out of town, no, I can't fresh. Don't take a look at this, my eyes be low as hell, been smoking woods and shit. I ride the boot, the bitch ain't bout her trap, she in the stupid shit. Big roll recruiter, bitch ain't scared to free, don't care to lose a bitch. Big roll recruiter, bitch ain't scared to free, don't care to lose a bitch. If I gave you all my routes, that mean I love you. These niggas leeches, bite their hand that feed them, I don't got nothing for you. I heard the patch came in, we finna bubble. Yeah, I heard the patch came in, I'm out of town, no, I can't front, come get a whiff for this. My bitch in Dior, she on her Christian shit. Might just spin a gig, cause niggas act like we ain't with your shit, I'm listening. If it's about some money or them dividends, might go get a bitch, came mighty truck, see what the difference is. Sack nigga, he won't graduate. I just might go get that land for times I ain't had shit. Free tax and I'm turned Brady up like Kaepernick. She ain't my type, but she just bad and she ain't cashing in. Free Bambi, we get busy when that package land. Big roll run, shit, I'm probably out in Pakistan. Two player, I ain't tripping if you back the bitch. Baby strong, when I get my trap boy, you can have this bitch. If I gave you all my rocks, that mean I love you. These niggas leeches, bite their hand that feed them, I don't got nothing for you. I heard the patch came in, we finna bubble. Yeah, I heard the patch came in, I'm out of town, no, I can't fresh you niggas. his way through the building. I cannot explain all this pain that I'm feeling. Mr. Big Dog, I got plays out in Philly. Mr. Trap Good, I swear I'm trying to touch a milli. Beat that road down, they thought I had my CDLs. I ain't trying to kick it, I can eat up by myself. Sliding through the north, I gotta keep it on my belt. Mr. Bossa Rep, I'm still screaming Rip TL. Hit it to my brother, I'm still screaming Rip TL. Mr. Block Hugging, we ain't even need no scale. Get that pack on, cross the water, Michael Phelps. Fuck that bag up, get it back up on myself. Fuck that bag up, get it back up on myself. Mr. Trap Good, I get bands up on myself. She wanna fuck with me, she ain't even got no L's. Kinda global now, I'm running plays in ATL. Fuck that bag up, get it back up on myself. Mr. Trap Good, I get bands up on myself. She wanna fuck with me, she ain't even got no L's. Kinda global now, I'm running plays in ATL. You know Big Road make his way through the building. I cannot explain all this pain that I'm feeling. Mr. Big Dog, I got plays out in Philly. Mr. Trap Good, I swear I'm trying to touch a milli. Beat that road down, they thought I had my CDLs. I ain't trying to kick it, I can eat up by myself. Sliding through the north, I gotta keep it on my belt. Mr. Bossa Rep, I'm still screaming Rip TL.
How you hit the gas pedal and just keep going. Yeah, you better keep going, don't you never stop. When we ain't posted up too long, we in different spots. And we don't want no petty packs, do it hit or not. Hey, out the way with some lobster on my dinner plate. This ain't the same road from yesterday, just different cake. Patrolling on my guys for beating up the interstate. But we on some different shit every different day. Yeah, second she ain't tolerated. Bitch, I'm alligator. To be a real nigga while I'm out here operating. And know that jealousy will fuck up the whole operation. And know that jealousy will fuck up the whole operation.
You know Big Road make his way through the building. I cannot explain all this pain that I'm feeling. Mr. Big Dog, I got plays out in Philly. Mr. Trap Good, I swear I'm trying to touch a milli. Beat that road down, they thought I had my CDLs. I ain't trying to kick it, I can eat up by myself. Sliding through the north, I gotta keep it on my belt. Mr. Bossa Rep, I'm still screaming Rip TL. Got the right bitch, swear it make you do the right shit. Cut the lame hoes, cause she gon' give you problems on that night shit. Maybe I could bend it over, that's my light skin. It be hard to, the police need to free my right hand. Maybe if I, matter of fact, go ahead and slide in. Let a nigga dirty, I couldn't even see behind 10. The police blur me, know I'm good, cause she my sidekick. Faggot hoes concern me, is you choosing for the right shit? She asking what we on, baby, we all grown ups. I just wanna ping big in Arizona. I just wanna hit the interstate, baby. She said, Daddy, this game called Minnesota. We be on the road, I be popping. We be on the track, I be popping it. She a solid hoe, that my bottom bitch. No feelings, come a roll so we can politic.
Yo, Tyler, what up, bro? What up? What up, Tyler? I'm just messing around right now. Just trying to see what I could get myself into. You know, nothing too crazy. Just playing around, looking at some charts, trying to figure out what I could have did better, what I could have read, trying to read how I could read this chart better. You know, things like that. Nothing crazy. Might do a little few practice trades or something. I don't know, but just taking, you know, just trying to figure a few things out. And I don't really even have a plan. I'm just going with the flow. You know, just wherever my mouse and my mental take me is where I'm probably gonna lead me. So right now I'm just figuring a few things out, just chilling. You know what I mean? Enjoying my day. How about you, Tyler? You enjoying your day? Appreciate you stopping by though. Appreciate it.
I had no business first, and they ain't really got your Used to be bad as hell, now I be OT making impact deals. Back to New York this time, I might just need a rapper kill. Back to New York this time, I might go see an actor still.
Yo, champ, what up, bro? What up? What up? I'm just kind of looking over the chart for this week. Just nothing really doing too much. Just kind of looking it over, just trying to look at a few levels and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. All right. Yeah, enjoy your rest of your night, champ. Talk to you later, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it, champ. Go for it. I got the mouse right close next to the to the microphone, so hopefully you can hear the mouse and all the clicks. ASMR, huh? That's funny. Yo. Yo, Max, what up, bro? Yeah, bro, just doing some little back testing, just trying to figure out some levels, try to see what I could have noticed in the moment to maybe prepare me for a move up. Because I kind of already had an idea. It was already kind of bullish, obviously breaking all-time highs and stuff kind of gives you that indication. So I kind of knew every kind of pullback was a move to go back up. So I just need to be a little more confident in knowing what I'm looking for. Because obviously hindsight, I'm like, oh yeah, this, I could point it all out. But in the moment, I kind of like forget, like let's say, for instance, I'll forget to look for the SMT. I might be looking to take this trade, and not saying it's not right, but this trade is a lot different than this trade right here, because you could hold this trade and then you obviously get rewarded for that. Whereas this one, if you're in at the bottom, you get stopped out before it moves up, so. And then there goes another thing where that's if you don't close, half here or whatever. But the idea is, imagine if you could understand this is the entry you want. Where it is, if you get the right entry, you can hold it. So you don't have to close partials. You could literally hold it all the way to your TP, which would at least be, the previous high all the way up here. So that would give us almost 70 pip of a range type of thing to fill in. But yeah, that's just all I'm doing, just looking over a few things, trying to find some key levels, little simple things. But yeah, man, good job, Max. That's what I like to see and like to hear, bro. Definitely got to spend that time on the charts, That's what I'm doing right now, just just a little bit more chart time. It never hurt nobody. But yeah, appreciate you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, though. I appreciate you guys. 6 of you guys are watching. That's real showing love right there. Just trying to find some key levels and just simple things. But yeah, like I said, I'm working my way up right now. So what I'm kind of doing is I'm kind of looking at these levels that we were interested in. We wanted to take buys here the other day, or we might have did. I can't remember, but the idea is we would have wanted to take these buys and hold them. Imagine we took these buys here and we hold them all the way to these highs and stuff. So it's possible, but the thing is the only way it's possible is if you truly understand this that's going on, and that is understanding these lows getting swept. And if those are the lows that get swept, we usually target the highs. But if, just like for this case, it just blew straight through the highs, so it did come all the way back down again, but look, it didn't even come close to your entry if you were able to get in down there. So that's where I always say, like, remember, like, how I always look at this, I always do this drawing right here. It reminds me of like a peace pipe. Like Popeye the Sailor Man smoking his peace pipe. When you see this bowl right here, this means a good time is about to erupt. And that is what this move right here is. Look at that, smoked out all the way. That's the new play right there, the smoke out. But yeah, that's what I always see. Like I say, every time you look for this is all you're looking for, the peace pipe, because that means we get into the good times after that. Everywhere, it's everywhere. Right here, look, there's a low right here. Boom. Everywhere. But yeah. Yeah, for real, these are the analysis that make a difference. For real. Hell yeah, bro. Good job, though. Good job. Yeah, I've been wanting to look at NAS also, and I got, man, it feels like, if it's like I put, like, 'cause I got things that I want to do on the chart, so it's like, man, I got like 3-4 hours I have to do things that I want to try to do and try to figure out. Plus, then there's other hours I want to do this other stuff, and then it's just like, man, I got a lot of hours I got to try to put in so I could try to catch up, because I got a lot of stuff on my mind that I need to try to put on paper, or at least put on the chart, so I could try to see how it works. Or, you know, I just got so much in my mind, bro, that definitely just trying to get some more information. But yeah, can't wait, bro. Can't wait. This is all those extra hours right here. These extra hours are gonna make a big difference. Continue following the plan, you know. That's really what we gotta do. Continue following the plan. Yo, what up, options? What up, bro? What up? What you up to, bro? What you up to? Just going over a few charts, just looking over a few things, nothing too crazy. Today I caught yeah, it was wide. I don't think I only took one trade. Was it one trade today? Yeah. Yeah, it was like one trade today. I can't remember. I took another one, but I don't know if it was today or if it was last night. I can't remember. Yeah, I took, let's see. I took this trade right here. I took this buy earlier today. It was a perfect entry too, zero drawdown. Took it straight to the next, this was right here. 28, 25, 28p. I closed at like 25 or something, but yeah, it was just this one little trade. but it was perfect entry. Look at that. The candle. I was actually gonna look over this entry. Like, this entry was actually the Model 1. Everything I'd be looking for on how I look for my trades and stuff. That's why I had these lines right here, because it was literally just exactly what I wanted. But yeah, I was gonna eventually work my way over here to try to figure out to understand this a little better. But yeah, that was kind of the reason why we swept these lows right here, and I figured we would start targeting at least this high, if not these highs. But yeah, it stopped right there. But yeah, like I said, I'm working my way this way, and I'm gonna try to, like I said, just go over a few levels and try to figure out how to capitalize on this. Because this was the trade right here. So, but my idea is, how could we capitalize on this? But also, maybe how do we get in right here? And also, if this is possibly the top, could we be targeting back down to these lows? And if that's the case, then it's kind of giving me the idea that, and I also wanted to look into this candle. I don't know if you guys like look into the time based and stuff. Is the time of this candle is at 13:05. So you guys don't think I'm crazy, but this is what I've looked into. People that do this too, they look into this crazy, right? 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 9. And that's why that was the entry right there. And if that ends up being the top, then that would make more sense. It's always 159, 369 or something like that with the numbers when you look at the time. Sounds crazy, but I wanted to look into that because, like I said, when I seen this as the top, I was like, let me see what time it is. And it ended up, like I say, it sounds crazy, but the guy that I've heard about talk about it, and I've already kind of heard about this from before, but like, if it's just like an algorithm and a numbers based type of thing, then it is just like a combination. So it needs to do a certain something before, it unlocks it. So that's why at a specific time, a specific day, all this stuff at a specific day. Also the SMT. If I look on silver, there might be an SMT going the other way, which will give us a better indication this could be the top. If the SMT is not going the opposite way and it's going the same way, like this, then that would kind of maybe give me the idea this maybe isn't the real move all the way to the bottom or something. I think we pulled down Sunday. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, though. That's what I was going to look into. That's why I wanted to look into this time right here, because if it ends up being the top and it does go down, then it makes sense that time was right on perfect. But yeah, I wanted to look in. Like I said, I was gonna work my way that way, just kind of playing around with things, just because I really obviously these would have been the ultimate trades down here. So obviously I want to kind of look into these real quick, see what we could have maybe looked for, took it up, and maybe held it, things like that. But yeah, bro, just having a little fun with it, nothing too crazy. All right, yo, but give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta go do something real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. That's But yeah, I'm gonna just get back to just figuring, just marking some things out, just looking it over. All right, I think I see this model 1 right here. So look, this is how I would probably read this. All right, so this is a key level. This is a key level. So what I would be possibly looking for is these lows. Well, obviously hindsight, I know what to look for, but I'm just trying to talk to myself of like, because obviously you would want to take out these lows, which you technically did, but that only required a tap compared to this low needing the model 1 to set up fair value gap to give you your confirmation. That tap right there is what gave you your entry. So how I would read this is that just thinking of it like this is that, okay, this is this low you need to sweep. This will be a key level you're looking for. So what I see the model 1 happening is this right here. Okay, you see this wick right here, tap that that right there, tap this wick right there. Boom, tapped it. All right, perfect. And then we want a close outside of that range, which is this candle right here. That gave you the close outside of the range. And then that is where you would want a close above it and then a close back inside of it, which will technically be this right here, close outside, and then a close back. So not this one yet, because it never closed below this candle, that closed below this candle. So that becomes the new low, and that's where you're looking for a close below, a close back in the range, and then it's your first fair value gap, which is this area right here. This is a fair value gap right here. So I'm gonna put a box right there, and that's where, like I say, is that's exactly where you could have taken your trade from. Once it tapped into this box right there, once it taps it, that you would have gotten that move. Or you could have also just waited till this tap right here, obviously, because either one of those entries are good, but it kind of goes into the part of the whole SMT, like we talk about with SMT, meaning it's just a lower high. It's all SMT. When I say SMT, all I'm talking about is a double purge or a double bottom, pretty much, but a double bottom that's a lower low, like that, you know. So like what I would say is, look at this, is only one move right here. So this did give you a push, but look at the difference in pushes, where this push right here went to that, where this push went even higher. And that would have been the push you would have ideally wanted. Even if you would have been in here and been able to hold, it's just the idea though, is that you want to try to make your trade as perfect as possible, because you never know if this is going to come back. Because a lot of times is if with this getting rejected right here and then coming back so strong like that, it would almost kind of give you an indication we could be closing to go lower. So at that point you would probably go break even, and that could probably take you out. But then that goes into what we talk about, of that we needing a double bottom pretty much, which is here and here, and this is what would create your SMT, and that would be the real move. So maybe understanding there's no SMT here, maybe you should close once you start breaking some key levels like these highs at least, or you know, once you close or something like that. But it's just like I said, how you would want to manage it is knowing this isn't an SMT yet, so maybe you should wait for a pullback, or just manage it closing a little bit, closing it before it comes back to your break even or something. Fred, what up? I don't like you, brother. But yeah, that's just my idea about that. But yeah, let me try to figure something else out. Is there still live gold charts? Nah, bro. It's the weekend already. It's already, all the markets are closed right now. Just crypto, probably Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm just going over some ideas. Just kind of looking for some key levels and trying to figure out better entries and looking for stuff like that. That's kind of all I'm doing, just back testing some stuff. Charts look challenging, very rangy. Yes, they are a little challenging right now, but this is why we like why I say the CRT and just the whole understanding of sweeping the lows is so important, is that as you can kind of see, as this being the range right here, this is what we're always looking for. You know, we're always looking for this little sweep like that, and that's what you want because it happens every single time. You could even say it from the top of here. Look, right there goes the peace pipe right here, peace pipe right here, you know. And look, same thing right here, peace pipe right here, target the highs, peace pipe right here to go down to this area and then back that way. So every move pretty much is just the to go back up type of thing. Look, from here to go up, to come back down here, to go back up, to go up. Same thing right here. Look, come back up, to come back down, come back up, to come back up to the top. And it just does the same thing over and over. And that's where I say over here, where we did the same trade, same ideas. This is the low, this is the peace pipe, boom. Same thing, kind of this top area. Look at this, same thing, peace pipe to go to the bottom. And then look at right here, peace pipe to go back to the top. What do you know? So that's why I say all of these areas, this where the peace pipe would finish at is all the areas to get you trapped into the opposite trade. So this right here would have gotten people stuck into a buy. This right here got people stuck into a sell, back into a buy, got stuck into a sell, all that stuff. So yeah, that's why I say is what we look for is just the sweep of the high, sweep of the low. It's the same thing over and over and over. You just find the setup you're looking for and you just wait for it to happen every single day. Find the correct range and then wait for the sweep of the lows to go target the sweep of the highs now. But the important part is understanding the bias, understanding all of these setups work, all of these fair value gaps, order blocks, breaker blocks, any kind of strategy, RSI, any kind of indicator, ADX, any kind of anything that you're going to use would work in this scenario as long as it's the bullish version. So using a fair value gap, it'll respect it if it's a bullish fair value gap to continue up. Why? Because of the bias is correct. It's when you start using bearish fair value gaps to let's say this is a bearish fair value gap, you're trying to take a bearish fair value gap rejection to come back down, but it ends up blowing straight through it. That's your good explanation of why it blew straight through it, because you're not in the correct bias. A fair value gap, if you're looking for a rejection, is only going to work in the correct bias. And that's why I say is every strategy only works in the correct bias. So that's the first part, is finding the correct bias and then looking for a sweep of the low. Look at like, because at this point right here, down here at this area, when we're trading at this point, only this is shown up so far pretty much. So you kind of already have the range now, and then look at what happened at that range. It just swept the lows of it, and then when we sweep the lows back into the range, it's most likely just going to go back to the top of the range. That's called the bougie scoop, bro. The bougie scoop. That's funny. Yo, Pablo, my boy, what up? Pablo been killing it, man. My boy Pablo's been killing it, bro. He's gonna have to jump on stream with me one of these days so he could explain his strategy, man. He's been killing it. Props to Pablo. But yeah, that's called the bougie scoop. That's funny, bro. That's funny. Does bougie do the bougie scoop, or is it just the bougie scoop? The bougie de scoopity scoop, scoopity scoopity poop. Like that Kanye song. But yeah, look at, okay, I just want to look at this. I want to look at this as under this idea of what I'm kind of looking for. Okay, boom, right there. Let's see. Would be that. So let's see, 1 minute. Let's see, 1 minute. All right, so let's see. You're waiting for that. Oh damn. Market Mechanic named it after him. Yeah, that's that scoop. I invented the scoop. I popularized the bougie scoop. No, but look at this. But this is all it is. This is all pretty much the bougie scoop is just the head and shoulder. Look at that. It's just, this is what you want right here. This is what I'm trying to be able to identify on a 1 minute time frame, and this is what kind of confirms the move right here up. You must be smarter than me. I just seen barcoding. Yeah, bro. No, that's why I say the important to find the like Fred, one thing that's good to do is like go to a higher time frame. Let's say 4 hour, for instance. It's a little easier down here because this is the 4 hour down here. But for instance, let's say this is the 4 hour right here on this candle. What you want to do is you want to mark it out kind of, because that's the range that's this on this 4 hour. So when you go down back to the 15 minute, now you could see what's inside of that 4 hour range, and that's what you're trying to target, is that top of the range from the bottom of the range. So as you can see from this point right here, we did touch the top, and now we broke a bottom over here, and then it made a new low, and then obviously, like we say, is that it goes from the bottom to the top. So this is the range you're probably trying to trade on that 4 hour. So with the 4 hour understanding that, you know, let's say, okay, wherever that 4 hour was at, let's see, okay, it was right here. It was a bearish, it was a bearish close, right? So look at, this was a bearish close right here. So what this candle signals right here, closing below this previous candle, signals lower prices. But look at what happened instantly. Boom, it gave you the lower prices and then flipped bearish. And that's where I was saying, why was that also important? Because look at, there's a key level right here to the left. That key level got swooped, got the bougie scoop, and then it targeted the previous high, which would be at least here, and then obviously breaking out of there just continued up more. But that's why I say is you kind of just use the higher time frame to kind of give you a direction, and then you kind of use the smaller time frame to get into the trade and stuff like that. If you have trouble trying to see the range, you know, if one of those days you just seems like you can't see it, just, you know, find a 4 hour range or a daily range, depending what time frame you like to trade. Obviously the daily range is going to be bigger than the 4 hour range. Same thing with the 15 minute. If you were to mark out a 15-minute candle, like let's say this candle right here to this candle right here, you go to the 1 minute, that's what you're trading right there on the 15-minute range, which is the same thing. It's the same thing on every time frame, is that it's just the turtle soup pretty much. That's all it is. This is a turtle soup, the break of the previous lows, which is gives you your SMT, and then that's what targets the highs up here. So that's why I say, but the thing is it's the same picture. You would see this on any time frame if you're looking inside of a bigger time frame candle. So what I was pretty much saying was this was the 15-minute range, right? It looks the same as if it was on the 4-hour. The only difference though is, look at this. How big is that range though? That range is only 50 pips, whereas if I went to the 4-hour range, it might have been 80 pips or maybe 100 pips or something. So you have to also understand whatever range you're trading or whatever range you're kind of looking at, that is how big your move could possibly be. But yeah, there's also another thing, is like I'm still working on it myself, but it's the idea of understanding the lows that broke the highs. So what I mean by that is the lows that belong to the ones that broke the highs. So look at, for instance, this right here broke these highs over here, right? Broke all these highs. And if you were to go to the low to that, you could say this was the low. So once we did break those highs over here, the next thing we ended up doing was at least going back to those lows that was connected to the thing that broke the highs. So since these were the lows that broke the highs, that's why we most likely filled in that range to go down. And then if you look at what did it do, this was the range that it ended up going back down to, and look at what happened. It turtle souped right there, gave us the bougie scoop to go back up. And it's the SMT, which is why you wouldn't take this entry, because you know that's not an SMT entry. That is an SMT entry. That would be the more likely to continue running compared to this one. Even if you get on this one and you miss it, it's like more times than not, this would be the move right here to go up. You need that SMT. But yeah, that's just how I kind of say, it's just like I said, the lows that broke the highs. You guys won't understand right now, but it'll make sense one of these days. Always fascinated to see what other traders see. Yeah, for sure, bro. Great stream. Nice to see how you look at the charts. Always, bro. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to go. That's why I like to go over the trades of my ideas, because I mean, this was a good trade, but obviously I could have held it maybe a little longer, but just things like that. Try to figure out. My entry was on point though. I'm happy about my entry. I'm just, only thing I could really work on is maybe my exit, maybe trail or whatnot. But yeah, that's why I like to go over my trades and then try to understand how could I gotten out of right here, or how could I gotten in right here or something, you know. So yeah, just my way of trying to figure a few things back, like reverse engineer pretty much what I did type of thing. Try to figure out what could I did better or whatnot, you know. There was a thing that I noticed over here too. I think it was on this 5-minute. Yeah, I think it was. Where was it at? Oh yeah, this guy. So I really want to dive into this area in a little bit. The reason why is because of I've seen this happen already, but this happened on a higher time frame, and this exact move, this exact type of purge, this exact sequence of purge happened on a higher time frame, and it happened the exact same way. So when this ended up playing out this way and it started moving up from there, a light bulb went off in my head, and it told me to remember this area, because this is exactly what happened on that other time frame that I'll kind of explain it briefly, but I wanted to dive into a little deeper. Is this understanding of this is that I actually got into a trade from right here, and I closed it. I think it was somewhere up here. But my idea though was that the entry was perfect, whereas if I would have held this trade, I could have held it all the way to the top, because I figured this was the move that was going to go pretty high, so, or at least back to those highs. But the idea was that even if I would have went break even, it wouldn't have stopped me out. But the reason why this stood out to me was for this exact reason, was because there was a low right here that got created. But what happened was this created a new low, and this became a higher low. But this is the tricky part. This is the part that stood out to me so much, is that this purge right here, this right here was the key thing that stood out to me, that gave me this indication that this is actually something very important, was because of this reason. And I seen this exact same thing happen. It was either on a daily or a weekly or something like that, but it was the same scenario, and it moved exactly the same way after that. So the reason why is that this was the original move, the idea to move up. This was a previous low that got created, and my idea at first was that this low right here needed to break this low. So I was assuming, okay, this is going to probably come here and it's going to break this low. This will create the SMT, meaning this would have been like this. And then I was like, then that would have been this move I was expecting. But it didn't break this low. It never broke this previous low over here like I was kind of expecting it to. It only broke this low. But this is exactly what happened on the higher time frame that I remember happening, that when this exact same thing happened, I was expecting this level to get broken, because this was like, I believe, like a weekly level or something on a whole different trade, but the same scenario happened. And that's why I'm saying, is I'm pointing this out because I know this was valid, was because this low that got created, it never had to get broken, because only this low had to get broken. So once this low got broken, that was the indicator right there, because this was the real move. If this wasn't the real move, it would have just broken this low, and it probably wouldn't have went up. It probably would have maybe came up a little bit and then came back down or something. But this is exactly what I was saying, though, is that this is exactly the same thing that happened on that other day that was on a higher time frame. And I noticed it, where I was exactly waiting. I was like, okay, this low needs to be tapped. This low needs to be tapped. But there was already a low right here. And this low right here broke the previous highs. So that's kind of why, too, this was a pretty valid level. So if it wanted to break these highs right here, all it had to do was at least break this low. It didn't need to break any other low, because it already went this high by breaking this low. So that means when this low got broken, it was going to at least give you the same move as this, which is that. And it did give you that plus some more. But then that's why I understood that was the double purge pretty much, which is this was the double low that you wanted. Like we say, this was the SMT that we were looking for. And that's why I'm saying is a lot of people would have possibly been waiting for the SMT, kind of like I was when I was expecting this to break, I was expecting that to be the SMT. But then that's where I'm saying is that the SMT actually got created once it broke that low right there, and that's where the SMT was at, and that's what gave you the confirmation that this was going to be the move to move up. So that's why I say is that the SMT is just an idea, is just an understanding that look at every move, every big move. Just go back to wherever you look at your big moves and try to find something that doesn't have a double bottom and move up or something. But a majority of the things have a double bottom. And for instance, look at this right here. This would be a low. This got broken. That would be the double low. That would be the SMT that gave you the idea to go up. So I'm just saying is like you'll see it happen over and over and over, always on the big move. So just from my knowledge of understanding that, if that does happen, then I know this move that doesn't have an SMT yet isn't most likely the move. But that's where I was saying where I got it wrong at was I was expecting there to be a low here and then a previous low to create the SMT. But the SMT was already created by breaking that low, and that was the SMT right there. And that was why. So yeah, I mean, you could almost say like this was like a trend line right here. I bet you I'll find one. Right here. So that's the SMT. So that's the SMT right there. Damn, look at that. Perfect. You see how that is okay, look at this. This is crazy. This is small stops with huge runners. Yeah, those are the best entry, bro. I'm on that DVS wave with my profits close at 10 and chill. Yeah, no, bro, that's good though. That's good because the idea is that you're gonna hit big runners. So as long as you have a runner available, you can cash in, you know. So that's the idea too, is make sure you secure your dub, close half and leave a runner, and then that runner, if it runs like you would expect it to run, like let's say you get in right here, you close at the top of the range, and then you leave a runner. This is what's possible because you have a runner, you know. If you don't leave a runner, you won't even get that chance. So, you know, just always give yourself a chance, kind of. But yeah, bro, that's good job though. That's good. Like I said, our whole purpose is to make money. So eventually that 10 pips is gonna be $100. Then eventually that 10 pips is gonna be $1,000. Then eventually that 10 pips is gonna be $10,000. So it's like, it doesn't matter. Like the pip size really doesn't matter, because if you get good enough at hitting 10 pips over and over and over and over, when you have a big account, that's all you need is 10 pips. You know, you don't need to do 100 pips. So it's just another, like I said, there's always different ways and stuff. But yeah, look at this trend line that I kind of put, which I used this low and I used this SMT. So the SMT of that was that. So just from going off of that as the candle, it didn't really, nothing closed above that candle. I mean, as of that trend line. And this is why too, I think it's crazy when you do measurements, because like everything's based off of math, I believe. So if it's all math, everything to do with numbers is like there's an answer for it. So what I'm trying to say is, if these lows are put in on the computer as a certain number, there's gonna be some kind of other numbers that will give you an answer to that. So there's a reason why this came down. This came down to this level because these numbers over here did all of whatever it did here and do all that. So it's like it all works together. And that's just how I see it in my head. Is just like, if it's all numbers, then there's like every math question has an answer, right? It's not like just a math question with no answer. If we don't know the answer, it's different than no answer. If we don't have the answer, it's different. But that's where I say is, since this is all just numbers, which is why like measuring and doing things like that, it actually works a lot of the time, because It's all just numbers based. So if you get the right measurements, you're gonna get the right everything. And that's why I'm just saying, in hindsight, you could see where it was correct. Where, look at, you do have this low, and then you have this perfectly supporting above it. That was the SMT right here. And then you looking over here, you have all of this respecting that trend line pretty much. Maybe a few wicks above it, but nothing really closed above it besides this. But the idea though is that was just a fake out back underneath the range, and then you obviously did close above it. But that was the idea though. That's kind of why just randomly using a trend line also has it does get respected right there, because how I say, it's all just math. So you could find the answer just by doing something. I don't do this as a strategy. I'm just doing this just to like kind of prove a point of what I'm saying, is that it's just numbers. So if there's just numbers, you can find the answer if you put in the right numbers, in a sense, you know. So like for instance, if I would have known, you could have easily guessed that, you know. Imagine, because you only need up until this point right here. If you were to guess this was the idea and you just extend a line, that would have given you your answer right there. But obviously you don't know. How would you know to use these lines? But that's a strategy in its own thing, you know. You could find it if you really wanted to. But anyways, it's just for fun, just funny games, just to see, like, because like I say, a lot of where I get this idea from is just the idea of this being like a bear flag pretty much. So what people do is they measure, let's say like they measure, I think from here to here, and then they put that right here, and that's what gives you your target. Pretty much this would be your target, because it's like a measurement. So it's numbers based. So it's like I say, it gives you your measurement here, and it kind of could give you your answer. But then that's a strategy in its own thing. But that's kind of how I came up with the idea to know these are just measurements, because I used to do that. Bro, check out the daily time frame. It formed a bull pennant. Yeah, for the breakout. Let me check it. Yo, Huzar, what up? To this all-time high. Yeah, actually, well, you can see these candles to the right. These big candles right here. These are my daily candles right here. So, daily bull pennant. A bull pennant. What's a bull pennant? Is this a bull pennant? I don't really know what a bull pennant is. Let me find out what a bull pennant is. Oh, like that. Okay, yeah, I know what that is. I know what a pennant is. Okay, I see that. Oh, I see what you're saying, like this. Sheesh. There you go. And look, what do? They measure this top area to that. Boom, to that. And then you use this as your measuring tool, and that would be your TP above there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I thought you meant something else, but yeah, now I know I could see what you talk about now. Jeez. But yeah, I draw them on the body, not the wicks. Yeah. The lines. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, that's exactly it right there. That's a good explanation of, like, yeah, that's a good like I said, it makes sense. Because we're already bullish, so it's like that's when these pennants do work out, is because you're in the correct bias. Imagine you thinking, oh, this is gonna be a bearish pennant, but you're in a bullish idea. it makes more sense. This daily candle is bullish. This previous is bullish. It's like, yeah, it makes more sense for sure. And you could even use these trend lines. Look at these trend lines, do the same thing. It just sweeps. It sweeps below, comes back in. It sweeps below, comes back in. It targets the top of the range. It's all the same stuff. Everything is just price action. It's just how you read it. You just read it a different way. That's crazy, bro. Damn, that's crazy. Then one, it broke that red candle high, it was gone. Yeah, for real. Yeah, I seen that because that red candle closed like, it even closed like at the top of that range too. I use trend lines as my main way of trading. Yeah, no, for sure. I like trend lines. I mean, I don't use them too crazy, but I kind of incorporate them somehow. You know, when I do SMT or, I don't know, just different ways. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like I said, I used to trade like that. I used to trade, like I said, I used to trade bull flags, pennants, and all this other stuff too. I used to do all that stuff. But what I've also realized though is that, you know, that's when I kind of realize is you try to take a bull flag or a bearish bull flag in a bullish market, it's not gonna work. Obviously everything's like that, but that's what I'm saying. Look at kind of like this too. Yeah, oh boom. This looks like a bearish flag. It did come down technically. You would have maybe hit, but the thing is that's also if you close right there. Maybe you thought you were correct and it was going to go all the way down here. You never closed and then boom, break even hit or something, you know? So it's just one of those things. One of those things. You take the same trade. Look at, take the same bearish flag. Boom, this way now. And look at, now you're correct. Now that thing just runs exactly. Now this trend line trader, in a sense, that's using these trend lines is a genius and his strategy works. But the other guy that used it the other way, trying to take a sell, ended up saying, oh, trend lines don't work because they're not real, they don't work, they blah blah blah. But it just ends up becoming, that's every strategy works. It's just the person using it in the wrong bias. But yeah, GSK, do you think gold will make another high? My idea was that, yeah, I kind of see it needed to make another high, but to be honest, yeah, I kind of see it needing to make another high, because it goes back into the model. One idea is that if this is the candle we need purged, we need it to be wicked, not closed above. Every single move up until this point was the same thing, is that, okay, this is the high, we need it to be wicked and then close below. But every time it closed above it, it always signaled it needed to go up. And I mean, it technically did go up now, but this is now this would be the new key level, and we never had nothing wicked and then close back below. We did have something close above and then close below, which is why we came down. But what that kind of tells me is that this is like a fake one. This is a fake one to make you think we're gonna go down. I could be wrong, but that's just my idea of how I'm thinking about it. And I would think this would need to be a head and shoulder, because a lot of the moves are all head and shoulder. So there's only a shoulder, there's a head, there's really no other shoulder right here. But I'm thinking we might need to come back up, maybe even one more shoulder up here. That will give us our real SMT, and then the bigger the SMT, the bigger the move. So but yeah, all right, man. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah. All right, but yeah, all right, guys. I'm gonna hop off though. I've been on for almost 2 hours, but I'm gonna hop off. I gotta work tomorrow, but I do work tomorrow, but I'll probably hop on stream for another hour or two tomorrow. Do the same thing, just kind of look at these targets and you know, things like that. So but yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching though. Appreciate it, and I'll be on again tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, do a little bit more back testing and stuff like that. So appreciate